Alright guys, so we're back on the 2015 Chevrolet Cruze here with the 1.8 liter. I just want to go over a few things on if you're changing out your oil pan or replacing this here gasket that goes back behind your timing belt. If you check my other video out, you'll see why I have to change that gasket out, because a piece of it tore, and then we was getting coolant mixing in with the oil, because your oil is coming out right in this area here, guys, and you got your coolant here, and a little piece of that gasket broke off when I was getting my oil and antifreeze mixed together. But I just want to go over a few things here, guys. Some of the other videos I was checking, you know, there's some pretty good videos on how to do this, but they don't really explain on time. It's very time consuming to get all these surfaces cleaned up. You're going to spend a lot of time. I spent almost probably 3 hours on prepping these surfaces, getting them clean, get all the gasket material off if there's any gasket material, pulling the oil pan off, cleaning the oil pan, and I took this piece out here, guys, and I had to use this here because you can't really get it takes one of them star bits, but you got to have something real narrow to get down in there, and this was the only thing I had, which it took a T27, and those were in there pretty tight, guys. I had to take that and a pair of pliers and turn that to break them loose in there. And then once I got them loose, you know, I was able to clean this here. This was really bad inside here, guys. You probably, if you take your oil pan off, which you'll have to if you're going to change that gasket, just go ahead and take this piece out and pull this screen out. Clean everything real good, guys. You might as well do a good, clean, thorough job. But anyways, I wanted to go over that with, it is going to take you quite a few hours to prep all your stuff so everything seals up good, because you don't want to have to do this again. So, and then also, guys, in these holes, you're going to have sealant. There's going to be sealant in there, and you want to get that sealant out of there, guys. And what I did, I took a, let me see here. I used a drill bit to go in there and clean that out with. I'm not sure what, oh, right here, guys. It was a 1964 drill bit. And all I did, guys, was go in here. This is just about the perfect size for that hole. And just turn that and get all that, you want to get all that leftover sealant out of these holes here, guys, on your oil pan. You want everything really nice and clean for when you get ready to put one of these back together, so you don't have any issues of leaks and stuff. So, and then also, guys, up underneath here, you want to get this, your engine block, you want to get that nice and clean too, guys. All this here, you'll have to take you a little razor blade, scrape all that off your gasket. And then what I do, guys, I go over it with some emery cloth and clean that up real good. This way you won't have any issues. And also, guys, there's a hole here and another hole here, and there's sealant up in there, and I had to take a pick and dig all that sealant out of them little holes right there, so I can put fresh sealant in there so everything seals up good. Right in these two little holes, I noticed there was a lot of sealant up in there, so you want to take a pick or whatever and try to get all that hard sealant. You want to try to get all that out of there and then reseal that real good with some fresh sealant. And so yeah, guys, I just want to put that video out there. There is a lot of, you're going to spend a lot of time on getting these surfaces clean and prepped and ready to put your sealant back on there on one of these. A lot of them other videos not explaining that, you know, you're going to spend a lot of time on doing cleanup. Because like I said, I've got several hours in just cleaning this stuff up and getting it ready to put back together. I'm getting close to, I think, a little over 3 hours now on prepping this stuff. Getting everything cleaned up. Of course, I cleaned this here oil pan was really dirty, and I tried to clean that up the best I could. I spent, you know, quite a bit of time on this oil pan getting it prepped and ready. And I mean, you can see that there's still some black, but it's like, I don't know what that is. It's just like burn on there or something, but from the oil. But it was a lot worse than this, guys. I mean, it was pretty dirty in there and stuff. So I mean, if you got a lot of miles on one of these Chevy Cruzes, you're going to have to plan on taking a lot of time. Be prepared that you're going to spend a lot of time on prepping one, unless you go out, unless you order a new, if you get a, maybe put a new oil pan on there, and then you know, it's going to save you some time there, because like I said, I spent quite a bit of time on this oil pan, getting it ready, getting it all cleaned up and stuff. So unless you're going to buy a brand new one to put on there, then you wouldn't have to worry about cleaning that, but you still have to clean your underneath on your engine block and your and then also getting this front here, getting all this cleaned up right here, prepped up so you can put your new gasket on here. This here, you don't have to quite go as extreme as you do the oil pan, because the oil pan you're going to be using some silicone sealant. It actually come with the Felpro kit here. This is for your oil pan, because they know that you have to take the oil pan off to change this gasket. So that did come with the Felpro gasket here, this new gasket. But you really have to get that oil pan good and clean. And like I said, make sure you get them holes cleaned out. Get all that sealant out of them your bolt holes there. Because if you don't, guys, you're going to have you end up getting a leak coming through your bolts and stuff. So, and then also I'm going to use, I don't know if I'm going to use blue Loctite on them bolts. I got to find out some information yet if I got to use blue Loctite, or I might use a thread sealant, like a thread sealant. I don't know if I had some thread, little tube of thread. Yeah, right here, guys. Some of this thread sealant, high temperature thread sealant. I'm either going to use that, or I might have to use the blue Loctite on them bolts for the oil pan. I'm not sure yet. I'll have to do some more research on that yet. But you definitely want to seal them with either some kind of thread sealant or whatever, because them are setting in your oil there, so them bolts, and then you'll get a leak there if you don't get this sealed up real good. Because when I took this apart, guys, there was a lot of silicone inside these around these bolt holes right here, and then also around this here there was sealant right around this here, this screen here for the oil pan. Right in this area here, guys, there was a lot of sealant right in this little, I didn't know if, I thought for a minute, I thought maybe that was a gasket that went around that, but I don't think it is. I think it was just, they put sealant around that. And then when they bolted it up, it smashed it down inside that little groove right there around that around this screen right here for the oil. But anyways, guys, I wanted to give some people a heads up on that. If you're doing this job yourself, like I said, be prepared to spend several hours on prepping to put stuff back together, because it's going to take some time to get all that gasket material off your engine block and off your oil pan. That probably took the longest time, was the oil pan and the engine block, getting that prepped and cleaning the inside. It took me quite a bit of time to get, I wanted to get this as clean as possible inside here, and then clean this plastic oil diffuser up. I wanted to get that all cleaned up the best I could, and then that sets back in there like so, and then I'll bolt that back down. But like I said, I had to use this here, guys, to get down in there, because I didn't have anything that was, because you can see down in there, guys, them holes are not, you don't have much room. You can't get a 3/8 fitting down in there with a ratchet. You got to use something that's really pretty narrow to get down in between these holes here, to get down in there to loosen them, loosen those bolts up, them star bit bolts. And like I said, they was tight, so I ended up having to use a pair of pliers on there like that, guys, and turn that to break them loose. So be prepared on that you have to probably get something if you're going to tear that apart, which I would advise taking that all apart and cleaning that if you're going to reuse your old oil pan. Make sure you want to get that all nice and cleaned up on the inside. I mean, since you got it tore down this far, you might as well go ahead and do it the correct way and get everything cleaned up real good. But just be prepared, guys. It's going to take several hours to get that to get these things prepped. When you get ready to put them back together, it's going to take you quite a bit of time, because a lot of them videos that I was checking out on doing this, you know, they're doing it about an hour and a half to 2 hours. They're getting the whole thing done, but they're not showing you that it does take quite a bit of time. I mean, like I said, I lost probably at least 2.5 to 3 hours on getting all this stuff cleaned up and getting it ready to put back together there, guys. So anyways, guys, I thought I'd throw that out there for you. Hopefully that'll let some people know. Be prepared on spending some time on that cleanup on one of these. So hope that helps somebody out there, guys, and we'll get this thing back together and hopefully get it back out on the road here pretty shortly, the next day or two. I'll have to let that, you want to let that sealant, when you put that oil pan on there, guys, you want to let that set up for at least 24 hours. So that sets up real good, because you don't want to put that together, then a few hours later, dump your oil in there and fire it up, then you're going to have leaks. So that's another thing that you're going to have to be prepared for, letting that sealant set up for at least 24 hours when you put your oil pan back together there, guys. So that's another thing they don't tell you on some of them other videos there, but you will have to let that set up for an hour. So there you have it, guys. I guess that'll wrap it up on this video here, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.